The votes are in for the most iconic gaming character of all time. A campaign is launched to end the killing of games, and the head of Roblox defends their army of child workers. I'm Ash Dixon, and this is Ginx News. After decades of fantastic games, clothing lines, toys, and movies, video game characters are amongst some of the most famous in the world. But who is the most iconic of them all? Well, according to a vote by the BAFTA Games Awards, it's, drumroll please, Lara Croft! Which, okay, I mean, yeah, she's iconic, but most iconic? I don't know what those 4,000 voters were smoking when they could have picked the most obvious choice of all. The first one that comes to all of our minds. Hagrid! I'm actually disgusted they did my boy dirty like that. Clearly, they can't handle old Hagrid. But then I remember his famous saying, let them hate me, so long as they fear me. Let's be real though, the proper answer is Mario. Everyone knows Mario. Whether you're a gamer or not, it's hard to ignore a character with so much raw sex appeal. Though I guess it's also how you define it, right? I mean, technically, Jesus is a video game character, as you can see from this trailer, hilariously titled, I Am Jesus Christ Prologue Gameplay RTX 4090 at 4K 60 FPS. And if you can convince me that this is 60 FPS, well then, that really is a miracle. Either way, Jesus is a pretty famous dude. Not quite the Beatles, but arguably the rightful winner of this title. Back to Lara Croft though, and I reckon this is a byproduct of the BAFTAs being British and, well, Lara Croft being British herself. Or perhaps the question was caveated with who is the most iconic gaming character, brackets, wrong answers only. I saw that number 3 on the list is Agent 47. You're telling me Barcode Brain is more famous than Ryu or Samus, neither of which broke the top 20. And in perhaps the biggest injustice of all, Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3 ranked higher than Pikachu. Now look, I don't want you to get too angry here. As Hagrid once said, everybody's joking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over, plow. Funnily enough, I'm actually heading to a BAFTA event tonight myself, so don't you worry, some strong words will be said. And this is normally the part where I would ask for your comments and opinions, but as we've already established, we already know the most iconic gaming character, Knack. Why was Knack so good? Well, for one, it wasn't always online. It's an ever-growing trend that we all hate to see. Games which should be fully functional played without an internet connection, yet it's required either way. And the issue with that is, as soon as the developer decides to shut down its servers, for whatever reason, you suddenly can't play the game that you spent your hard-earned cash on. Well, Ross Scott of the YouTube channel Accursed Farms is looking to put a stop to it. He's launched a campaign called Stop Killing Games, which looks to push governments across the world to introduce clear, consumer-friendly laws regarding the practice. He used the example of The Crew for just how these companies can be. You could buy that game up until December last year for around £26. However, on December 14th, Ubisoft announced that the servers would be shut down on March 31st of this year. Meaning you could have spent money on a game all for it to be completely unplayable 3 months later with zero notice. And yep, if you'd fall victim to that, there's basically nothing you can do about it. And I think pretty much every gamer will agree with the principle of this campaign, and if you want to get involved, you can head to stopkillinggames.com. There's always going to be a healthy dose of skepticism. After all, we've all been burnt far too many times, but no harm in trying, right? Back in 2021, the excellent People Make Games YouTube channel made a video called How Roblox is Exploiting Young Game Developers, where they disclosed just how hard it is to make money in the game, and as the video title suggests, that Roblox Corporation is taking advantage of children for financial gain. Well, fast forward 2.5 years and things haven't changed. In fact, it seems like the developers are doubling down. Studio head Stefano Carrazza was asked by Eurogamer recently about the reputation that Roblox has since gained and how it takes advantage from work that's often produced by kids. He said, "We are offering people anywhere in the world the capability to get a job and even like an income. So I can be like 15 years old in Indonesia living in a slum, and then now with just a laptop I can create something, make money, and then sustain my life." In fact, he later said, "Don't think of it as exploitation, think of it as a gift." Which, boy, ain't that hell of a quote. And sure, a small percentage of kids may get a career out of it. It doesn't change the fact that his company is literally taking a huge cut from the work of children. Plus, Of course, those success stories are going to be grateful. They're children with no life experience. Their underdeveloped brains don't realize that getting a 25% cut for their work is a terrible deal. And not only is it very, very difficult for players to even get their games noticed among a sea of others, they're also paid in Robux, not real money. And the minimum withdrawal amount is 30,000 Robux, which is around $100 US, depending on the Roblox Corporation's current exchange rate. So until they hit that target, there's a good chance they'll just pump the bucks back into the game, and they can't actually withdraw any of that dough unless they pay for a monthly premium subscription. Oh, and when they do convert that Robux into real money, guess who takes another cut? So yeah, it is a complicated situation that's not helped by the perceived greed of a company that has a net worth of over $23 billion. But maybe I'm just being a little harsh. I'm sure there's loads of kids who love making money from a game they love. On the flip side, there are probably a whole lot more who don't. And that's the show. Thank you for watching as always. If you want to support the channel, we do have a Patreon. Otherwise, a like and subscribe would be very nice indeed. Have an awesome weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.